Sierra Leone's former Vice President, Chief Alhaji Samuel Samsumana, recently held a press conference announcing his intention to contest for the All People's Congress APC flag bearer. However, his dream of getting the presidential ticket ahead of the 2028 elections has been clouded by the party's revised constitution. As such, the former vice president has contended the party's new constitution contradicts the country's ground norm, the Constitution of Sierra Leone, Act No. 6 of 1991, thereby undermining the principles of democracy itself. Now, this morning, to discuss the issues and more around this, we've been joined by lawyer Abdul Karim Kamara. Now, Karim is a member of the APC publicity team. We're also expecting to be joined by Brahma Michael Toure. He's a spokesperson of Chief of Staff Sam 28 Movement. He'll be joining us shortly. But good morning, Barrister. It's a pleasure having you. This is quite a topical issue, actually. A lot of people have been having bites around it, you know, since it started. This doesn't show good, really, for, you know, democracy itself or even unity in the APC. It's a problem. Do you think you'll be able to fix this in time? Elections are quite close.
Good morning, Sierra Leone. Firstly, I want to attempt to trivialize it by you stating that it's a problem. It isn't a problem at all, because it would have been a problem had we acted in contravention to the constitution that guides the behavior of each and every one person who belongs to this All People's Congress Party. And that is also the reason why I said, in an attempt to trivialize it, it isn't a problem at all. We are doing everything within the confines of the APC March 7, 2022 Constitution. And so we believe that we have not done anything that is in contravention to the dictates of this Constitution. And so we are safe, we are heartily sound, we are very, very relaxed that what we're doing is in consonance with that Constitution we all agreed to guide us.
You know, Section 171, subsection 15 is most referenced, actually, saying that no law in this country should contravene this one. It appears as though your law in the party contravenes this particular section of the Constitution. It's self-disenfranchising, don't you think so? It
isn't. I repeat again, Section 171, subparagraph 15 of the APC, sorry, of the 1991 Constitution of this Republic says, any other law that contravenes the grand norm is null and void. It's non-existent, in fact. And so we are very mindful of that fact. So therefore, our Constitution was drawn in tandem to the 1991 Constitution, and every provision that is in this Constitution is in unison with the 1991 Constitution.
Even when it limits people from contesting?
We haven't limited anybody in the BBC. For every organization you want to belong to, there is what we call entrance legitimacy, requirements. Simply put, Vic, you're working for a reputable media house like this. You cannot just take everybody overnight and come and sit in here and say, come and work for AYV. You must have internal recruitment procedures the person has to fulfill before you can give him the ticket to be an employee, a staff of this institution. If that is not so, he is not. So because he is not, he cannot say he has been disenfranchised. Simply put, maybe he hasn't met the minimum requirements as required for that person to become a member of the AYV media empire. That's similarly put, that's the same thing in the APC. Our requirements are very simple. However, these requirements are in tandem to the 1991 Constitution. And so there is nothing in this Constitution that is at variance with the ground norm. That is more so the reason why in the Constitution, for clarity's sake, Section 41 of the Constitution of Sierra Leone makes it categorically clear what are the requirements for somebody to become a president of this country. And the drafters of the Constitution were so deliberate that at Section 41B, it says, for you to become a president of this republic, you must belong to a political party. So, Vicky, you cannot be a president in this country if you do not belong to a political party. And so the drafters were so deliberate to make sure that before you become a president and you belong into a political party, that political party has to have its own constitution that regulates the conduct and behaviors of its members. Again, further to that one, equally, the constitution of this country makes a requirement for there to be a supervising body that will equally regulate the conduct, the activities of these political parties that do operate within this territorial country.
Samsumana is not a new man in the APC party, which I'm sure you agree with me. He came to the party in 2007 and ran for the vice president position, and your party won with the former president, Dr. Anis Baikoma. He was vice president for first term, and I think it was almost seven years or so as vice president when there were issues with him and probably his boss at that time, and he was asked to leave the party and he was expelled from the party. For someone like him to say he's a new man in the party, and he gone and he decided to come back to the party. Let's say your party constitution amended, restrict him from contesting because of the time he came back to the party. And 1991 constitution also says you should belong in a political party to contest for such position. But for unity and peace sake, as the party took upon yourself, after the June 23 general election, and you said you wanted to bring everybody on board because you want to win the 2020 election, because the party believe why you lose both elections was as a result of disunity within the party. Don't you think you should consider bring everybody on board regardless what your constitution is saying, and you forge ahead as a party to get yourself settled down as well? Because as we speak, it's going to be back and forth, because he has already reported the party to PPRC and their tendency to move ahead from PPRC if it wishes anyway.
Again, Remy, you've compounded so many things in that particular presentation you've made. In an attempt to demystify it, firstly, we want to say again that the law is the law. I will start by making sure that morality is not the law. I talk as a lawyer. The law is the law. Samsumana, as far as the APC March 7th, I am coming. The more you continue to interrupt me, the more my thought processes are being confused.
Sorry,
you've jumbled so many things in your just posed question, and I want to attempt to unstuff it.
Okay.
And so I repeat that the law is the law. Morality is not the law. However, morality has a role to play. Equally, equity does not replace the law. Equity comes to at least harness the pervasiveness of common law to have like a win-win situation. But however, where the law is instant, equity cannot come there. Let me make this very clear.
Okay.
With regards to Samsumana and the law, when I say the law here, the constitution of the APC, Samsumana is a new person in the APC pursuant to the March 7, 2022 APC constitution. What then is the reason for that statement? In our March 7 APC constitution, Samsumana is not reinstated. Samsumana is readmitted like any other fresh person in the APC, like any person that is joining the party for the first time. So the sooner we are able to decipher this, then the battle, the contention is losing. He is not in the APC on a continual basis. His readmission in the APC is as fresh as anybody who is joining a party for the first time.
Well, you had admitted this man in 2020. There's a letter to the effect.
Beautiful.
That makes it 5 years if you check the timeline. Is it not so?
And that is why I started off again by saying the law is the law. Morality has nothing to do with the law. Morality has something to do with the law, but it cannot operate where the law is instant, I repeat. For the letter we issued Samsumana in 2028 by the then Secretary General Usman Fode Yansane, Alhaji, now the Deputy Chairman of the party, in that letter it is very clear and unambiguous. How I wish when I'm making reference to this letter, it was been displayed on the television so people will read. But however, let me attempt to read the letter ipsissima verba. The letter at paragraph 2 says, please just exercise some patience.
It's okay.
Let me open my phone.
It's okay.
The letter at paragraph 2 says, you will recall that in 2015, the National Delegates Conference, NDC, the highest body of the party confirmed your expulsion from the party. That's paragraph 2 I just read. And paragraph 3 says, your request for you to be restored to your previous status as a member of the APC party can only be finalized at the same body. Now the question you will ask is, what is the same body? The same body is called the National Delegates Conference. This is the letter that they issued him. So the question you will ask yourself now is that let us have a full and frank disclosure here. Was Samsumana's readmission into the party pegged on finalization at the National Delegates Conference? If the answer is yes, the question you will ask is, when was this National Delegates Conference held? Victor, I hope you're following the transaction.
Yes, I'm listening.
However, at the concluding paragraph, smartly, the Secretary General then says, I wish to convey to you that NAC has unanimously, without any objection or abstention, voted and has accepted to pardon you. Your expulsion has been lifted and your request to be reinstated as a member of the APC accepted to be endorsed by the National Delegates Conference as provided for in Article 8 of the December 5, 1995 APC Constitution. That's the concluding paragraph. Again, that boils down back to the point that although we have given you this letter, don't forget that indeed you can only be a member of this party when we finally usher you into this party through a National Delegates Conference. This is the letter. I'm not reading any letter.
And was he
outside.
ushered?
He was ushered back to the party in 2023. That was the only time after 2020 we issued this letter that the APC held a National Delegates Conference.
Could it be a deliberate act from the party to amend that clause, saying that it should be 5 years, in the party?
Are we done with the issue of him coming in? Or we jump into another area?
No, we're still on it.
It's all connected.
Yes, it's connected to what I want to ask about, whether it's a deliberate act from the party to say okay, and because I listened to some lawyers and they were saying that more especially some lawyer who says that they argue that no, we should not involve this clause into it because it will affect not only Sam but the other candidates who want to contest for the party to belong part of the party as well.
Hastily, let me take you to Article 8 of our APC Constitution. For every political party, it has what we call a political philosophy. At Article 8, our philosophy is clearly established in our Constitution. It's tied to constructive nationalism. That's the ideology of the APC. That's our philosophy. I hope we're making sense. At the time the drafters of this Constitution were putting these thoughts together to regulate the conduct of members and potential members of this party, Samsumana wasn't in contemplation. The reason is this: he wasn't a member of the party. He was expelled from the party, wherever it will be, whether he forms the C4C or he was called to lead the C4C, is completely his. That's not in dispute. But to say the 5 years clause, as provided for in Article 56B of our Constitution, that it was purposely crafted to at least marginalize or sideline Samsumana? No. The answer is blatantly no, because it was Samsumana who, to us, had left the party, or we have expelled. No, please, I'm coming. I am so careful with my words.
Okay.
When I say had left, or we have expelled him by then, and he was the leader of C4C, and with all the awful things he said against the APC then, that Ernest Koroma wanted a third term. Ernest Koroma told him that he should participate in the Ebola, and Ebola is blood money. An assassination on his life, and all the awful things he said against the APC whilst he was the C4C leader. Nobody contemplated that Samsumana would come back to the APC. So to make it very simple to answer your question, that clause wasn't meant for Samsumana. It is meant for every individual who, even upon your retirement as a journalist, you want to be a member of the APC. If we're still using this constitution, if you want to be a leader of the party at a national level, you are going to be battling with you being a member of this party for a continuous period of 5 years. So does that mean these 5 years now we contemplated you coming to the party in 1 year or 2 years that you want to be flag bearer in the next year? No. It's for all national officers, irrespective of your region, your color, your creed, or your tribe.
Let's welcome Brahma Michael Ture, Chief of Staff, Psalm 28 Movement. Good morning. It's a pleasure.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm all soaked up, like,
I know.
and I had to, do everything I could to be here.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
We started the show late because of the rain, and it prevented our reporter, our presenters, to come here early. But thank you very much. We appreciate it.
You're very welcome. I'm glad that I'm here.
You've been listening to Barrister.
Yes.
Making submissions.
When I came in, yeah.
He has made a case that the letter that was issued to Sam in 2020 shouldn't be taken, well, hook, line and sinker, if you like. He was saying there was a particular clause pegged to that letter, paragraph 2, I believe, that his absorption back into the party was pegged to a particular gathering, a committee, a delegates conference, which never happened until 2023. That's what he's saying this morning.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, we're just going right into that letter. He paraphrased, or he read some of the contents of the letter. It says, your expulsion has been lifted. That takes away everything that they ever said he did or did not do that led to his expulsion.
That phrase.
Yes, and your request to be reinstated, not readmitted. Keep in mind, he did not write that letter to himself. It was written to him by no less a person than the National Secretary General of the party then, Ambassador Usman Fodi Yanesani, in his wisdom, as a former principal who understands the difference between to readmit and to reinstate. Had that word in that letter, reinstated as a member of the APC party, accepted to be endorsed at a national delegates conference as provided for in Article 8 of the December 5, 1995 APC Constitution. Let him read from first line of Article 8 to the end of Article 8. There is nothing there that makes reference to anyone to be endorsed at the national delegates conference. Let him read it there. You can turn that part of Article 8 over and over, in and out, up and down. It's not there.
Now let me tell you.
No, please.
With no intent to interrupt.
Please, you just did. You just did. This is what he does all the time.
No, please.
This is what he does all the time. This is not the first time I'm meeting with him in a place like this.
Continue, please.
He does that all the time. You are the lawyer. Please give me time, the non-lawyer, to speak to the world, not just you. Please. I am not misleading anybody. See, he's still interrupting me.
No, go ahead.
He's so impatient, that's what he gets.
Go ahead.
When he's losing a point, he becomes impatient. Okay? So it is very clear. Okay, it's not there. A philosophy is a philosophy, but when you quote a section of a constitution to give weight to excluding someone, basically, or delaying someone's approval in an institution, you have to be able to rely on that particular quotation. It's not there. So let me just say that. Now, at the time that they had that meeting, Samsumana resigned from the C4C on the 4th of January 2020, wrote to the C4C on the 4th of January 2020. C4C acknowledged his resignation on the 6th of January 2020. Right there, he had cut ties with the C4C. He wrote to the APC on the 7th of January 2020 that I'm requesting to be reinstated. This was after members of the APC, including Dr. Ernest Bai-Koroma himself at one point, reached out to him, went to Nigeria, sat with him, convinced him to come back to the APC. So these are things that people need to understand because they're very important. The man did not just wake up one morning and said, well, I'm leaving the C4C for whatever reason and now I'm coming back to APC. They reached out to him. First, they sent Honorable Dawda Tombo Bangura, Dr. Ernest Koroma did, to pave the way. And then he went to Ghana, met Samsumana, sat with him with high-profile people in Ghana to convince him to come back to the APC. And politically, we know why that was the case. Not only that, they also met in Nigeria. He pursued him in Nigeria. They met there and they sat. Ambassador John Yambasu was witness to that meeting in Nigeria. It was concluded that he should return back to the APC. So this is not somebody who just came from nowhere and decided that I'm coming back. Even when he came back, he wrote the letter. You see the letter that was sent to him, that you have been reinstated, not readmitted. So if he is back in the APC and it says to be endorsed at the National Delegate Conference, here is the part that they would not tell you. And let me tell you and the world. On that day that they met on the 8th of September, it took them 8 months from January, when the letter was sent to them requesting his reinstatement. 8 months later, on the 8th of September 2020, the NAC met. At that material time that they met, it was Corona time. Public gatherings were prohibited. But their time in office had also expired. They needed to extend their time in order to be legal to carry on with the business of the party. And I can make reference to you where Ambassador Usman Fode-Yansane alluded to that particular thing when he wanted to use it as a defense when the judge asked him in the Alfred Peter Coste case, what is the evidence that you actually had that meeting? But at that particular moment, they had to invoke the part of the Constitution in Article 6, 1995 Constitution, which says, in a situation of emergency, the NAC, which is the second highest decision-making body, shall perform the roles and functions of the National Delegates Conference. So they had to invoke that part of the Constitution in order for them to be legal to carry on with the business of the party because their term had expired. The very reason why Alfred Peter Coste later dragged them to court. So they were a National Delegates Conference at that material moment when they endorsed Samsumana's return to the APC. They were already an NDC. So for Ambassador Usman Fode-Yansane to include a phrase in that letter again that your reinstatement would have to be endorsed at a National Delegates Conference is double standards. Understand? They were already an NDC. But still, Samsumana did not blow steam. And so, if in 2023, you see, reinstatement, readmission, whatever it is, it's a process. Yeah. It's like you were hired at AYV here last year, and you were given a probationary period that ends today. From the day you were hired, AYV starts paying you, right? You are an employee already. Only that at the end of the 1 year, you would be confirmed whether to continue with them or not. It's the same process, same way. In law, in whatever, that's it. He was given a letter of reinstatement on the 10th of September 2020. Yesterday, 10th of September 2020, Samsumana is 5 years in the APC. Understand? So a 5-year clause does not have anything to do with his eligibility to participate in the in the flag bearer race in 2026. Understand?
Yeah, just a minute, AKK.
They gave you a whole lot of time before I came. You were talking here the whole time. You were calling me on the phone and telling me what you were saying here. Why can't you just let me?
We'll come to it.
You're becoming impatient because the truth is coming out. That's the only reason why. And that's what you get all the time.
I intend not to interrupt you.
No, you just did. This is the third time you're interrupting me.
Well,
I have not interrupted you. I will let you speak. Please, let me speak.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake.
You're just so easily distracted.
You've been all over the place this week, ranting all over, and no one is interrupting you. So please,
just be respectful.
if you stop interrupting me, I will respect you. By interrupting me, you're disrespecting me, don't you know?
No, gentlemen,
No,
but you have to be polite.
You're already disrespecting me by interrupting me.
I know. So okay. So,
I am very decent. It's you that being disrespectful.
So Mr. Ture, yes. So Mr. Ture, have you made your points clear?
No, he would not let me. This is what he.
You've said it. Not said anything.
No, I'm coming. AKK.
See him.
AKK, please allow him to.
Please.
That's what he does when he's losing the debate.
Okay. So
He gets combative.
Go ahead, sir.
I know him. He's my boy. He gets combative when he's losing a debate. Okay? Very impatient. So if they now went to a convention in 2023 and no less a person than the then former chairman and leader and former president, Ernest Bai Koroma, stood here in the full view of all the delegates and said, APC na Kumara party not to so. Everybody say, yeah. We all need for come together and work together, not win the election, not so, yeah. So the one the way go, those who left, either because they are aggrieved, those who are suspended, and those who are expelled, should they come back to the party? Thunderous applause and affirmation, yeah. That was the National Delegates Conference. It was the same pattern that they used during this expulsion. A regional chairman will stand up and say, after I have consulted with all my district chairpersons, no evidence of that consultation, remember, but they stood there and said, after I have consulted with my district chairpersons, we have come to the conclusion that we stand behind the party in their decision to expel the former vice president. So if you use the pattern to expel him, what is wrong with that same pattern of bringing him back? You endorsed that letter that was given to him in 2020 by that singular acclamation, right there at that National Delegates Conference. Where he did not need a National Delegates Conference, he waited. And when that National Delegates Conference came, that pronouncement was made by no less a person than that former leader and chairman whom everyone in the party respected and in this country. What else do we need to know that, yes, that letter in 2020 had been endorsed?
Okay, we'll come back to you, BMT. Is the Chief of Staff, Sam 28 Movements. Just want to come in?
Yes. You know,
yes. Victor, please let me address certain issues he has left. Very ambiguous.
We're coming to you, AKK as well, because it's very important.
Yes.
I know, firstly, sometimes.
I've just stumbled upon the letter that.
Yes.
You know, the APC wrote to Samsumana.
In which year?
Paragraph, yes. It says, I wish to convey to you that NAC has unanimously, without any objection or ambiguities, voted and has accepted to pardon you. Your expulsion has been lifted.
Correct. Continue. No, don't cherry pick it. There's a conjunction there.
As a member of the APC.
No, continue.
So,
has been lifted.
To be
continue from lifted. No. Don't jump it. Don't jump it. Continue.
So here's the thing.
Your expulsion has been lifted.
Exactly.
And continue from that point.
Now I understand. I cannot read verbatim.
No, that is
giving you a context.
No, please.
These are the important clauses. I feel. That
I think satisfactorily, I will say here. I'm a lawyer here.
Now he's telling you what to say to him.
Please.
I think the most critical thing you would point to there is the phrase "to be endorsed" by the National Delegates Conference.
Beautiful, and that's the tool of the law.
That's what I'm saying.
And that is the tool of the law. The tool of the law is the English language. That is why it's a fundamental requirement that you must pass English language with distinction. Please let me come. Please wait.
Why would they say we have unanimously?
Now wait. Victor, do you want to anchor the program?
Ambiguous, don't you think?
Do you want to anchor the program objectively, or you want to take sides?
We are playing with the English language.
So that is why, if you have given
it as well, that's what I'm saying.
Hey.
The literature itself speaks or screams ambiguity. You know, the final paragraph. If these guys are saying that they have unanimously, it's an adverb. Unanimously, they have lifted. I mean, don't you think it's contradictory?
Do you know subjective clauses?
Now we're in an English class.
Back and forth.
Okay,
we're in English class.
Please. The tool of the law, please understand this. For those of us who are in this part of the jurisdiction or jurisprudence of the law.
From the legal lens.
Now, we that are Anglophone countries, our tool in the law is English. And that is why it's a requirement.
Okay.
So therefore, when you read the law as it is constructed. And that is how you interpret it. You don't cherry pick it. Listen and let me lay this bare and watch my brother here, my elder brother, with respect to him. Has misinformed people and they are continuing to misinform people.
Okay.
Firstly, when he referenced Article 8, that there is nowhere in our Constitution that Article 8 has what was subjected to this
specific
to this letter. What he does not understand, I want to make him understand, is that this letter referenced the 1995 Constitution. And the Constitution now we are using is the March 7, 2022 Constitution. If he understands that, they will begin to compose his thought process.
So who would you blame for this? Would you blame Samsumana?
No, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. I'm letting him. Let him land. I'm letting him. Unlike him, I'm
don't start
him.
what you are crying for. You are here a crying baby that I was interjecting you and now you're doing the same.
No, I'm not. I said I'm letting you. That's what I just said.
Beautiful. Now, if he understands that that particular constitution is non-extant now, then he will begin to put his thought processes together and then begin to read Article 13 of the new constitution. Then he will understand clearly what Article 13 of the new constitution and paragraph G and F says. Then he will begin to understand. But however, continuing forward, is that this letter in itself is not conclusive. He said here in his exact words that readmission or reinstatement is procedural. And so it's not like a sprint race. It's a gradual process. So I am taking my time to edify him on that. So that if he understands, this issue of misinformation will be nipped in the bud here today. However, continuing from that point, he equally alluded that the then NAC, because of the Ebola and ABNZ, transformed themselves into an NDC, for which again he said, Alfred Peter Conte challenged, and he won, that that particular composition was illegit. And that will now bring us now to the ruling of Justice Aidan Fisher, where I will cite clearly and unambiguously at paragraph 90, subparagraph 10, sub 4, where the judge in his wisdom realized that there are so much bickering with regards to membership that is still left unresolved. And so in the wisdom of the judge, because he has nullified the entire organogram of the APC and ushered in an interim transitional committee to spearhead the day-to-day affairs of the APC, pending a national delegates conference where their mandate will end, he gave an order, and I will read the order ipsissima.
Good.
You see, this is how we do to our people. We edify our people.
Okay.
And our people will learn. The judge says, he said, now you shall, when he said you, he's now referring to the ITGC. You shall resolve all unresolved membership disputes within the party prior to the National Delegates Conference. He says what? Resolve all pending issues which hovers around unresolved membership issues before you go to the National Delegates Conference. This you must do. And he continues. In accordance to what? He now referenced Article 10 of the APC 2022 Constitution. You know why? He never referenced the APC 1995 Constitution because it is non-extant. It's now working with the new Constitution. However, he continues to say, and this is where it comes. Listen to this again. There is a conjunct here where you join two ideas, telling you two separate sentences can be joined by a conjunct. And he says, ensuring that those memberships, disputes that are required to be dealt with at a national delegate conference. Listen carefully. This is not a ruling, a judgment. He says again, I repeat, this is a jugular. And ensuring that those membership disputes that are required to be dealt with at the National Delegates Conference, pursuant to Article 13, F and G of the APC 2022 Constitution, are resolved where? at the National Delegate Conference by what? By its inclusion on the agenda or the business of the day. Beautiful. Are you understanding it now? So this is where the disconnect lies.
That's the argument.
That is where the disconnect lies. Now, don't forget that the letter issued to Chief in 2020 was subject to a National Delegate Conference.
Yes.
And I'll repeat here unambiguously that since 2020 to 2023 was the only time we had a National Delegate Conference, but I'll justify this one, how it happened. After we issued Samsumana, with respect to him, I see him as a fatherly figure. I always say this with respect to him. We en route to Poloko for the all-important NDC. He knows that. You have to be sincere to ourselves. It was at that point, that material point, that we had an injunction slammed on the APC by the NRM. Having spent billions of leones, that convention did not hold. So we had to come back to Freetown. We had to engage the NRM. And what happened? The NRM withdrew their matter from the courts. What happened after that? There comes in Alfred Peter Conte. Victor and Remy, I will follow a conversation.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely.
Go ahead.
And then Alfred Peter Conte sprang up. He succeeded in his matter. And so what happened? In the ruling of Justice Fisher, he says, because the current executive have overstayed their time in office, and so whatever decision they may have taken is null and void ab initio. And thus, in his ruling now, he is going to make sure that every decision and every layer of the APC party is going to be disbanded. And he sledged his hammer. Every structure of the APC was simmered down. And there comes in an interim transition committee of a 21-man team. So that tells you there was no longer a layer of the APC that was existent. So now, fast forward. We,
please, we're keeping track of the time he has taken. Because it's very important.
You are crying here
Good.
for interruption. The more you continue to do this, you disrupt my time process.
I'm just drawing the attention to how long it has taken you.
And now, having done so, the only time we were able to have the NDC was, as he rightly said, don't forget, I refer you again to the same paragraph, you read the letter, that at paragraph 2, we acknowledge receipt of your letter. At paragraph 3, we said the same body, this is the key word, that expelled you will be the same body that will usher you in, and there's no other way to do it. This is what we must understand. And this only body converged in 2023.
Okay.
And it was at that same body, in its exact allusion, that the former president of the republic says, in his exact words, as he rightly cited, that let everybody come. And that was where Samsumana came back to the party. Instant 2023. And that is also the reason, conclusively, that the membership card that we gave Samsumana has a date of first registration 2023.
Okay. Now, you know, my problem with all of this is Samsumana, when he came back, he had paid a whole lot of backlog for years.
Of course.
Why did the ITGC accept that money?
Well,
Acceptance of such would mean that the person was part of the party.
With no intention to
Why didn't you return the money?
Please, let me say this with all respect, and because this is a very, very sensitive question. With no intention to demean the Psalm 28 camp. Okay. With no intention, I make a disclaimer. Simply put, it's like you running a university, like the University of Australia. There are entrance requirements for every program you want to go and study at the university, right or wrong. And thus, the university does not have control over who pays into the account of the University of Australia. Because as far as they are concerned, there is a prospectus that guides you as to what discipline you want to go and pursue and what is the requirement. So out of your exuberance, if you have 2 credits plus 3 diplomas, and you feel or you presume that your 1 diploma is equivalent to university credit, and then you took upon yourself to go and purchase the form. You go and purchase the form. Simply put, this is not rocket science. You go and purchase the form at any of their banks. You come back to the secretariat with a bank slip showing that you've purchased the form. The university will issue you a receipt in acknowledgement that indeed you have purchased the form and you've paid the requisite fee at the account. It now behoves you to go and fill that application form and come and return it. Now, it is not the duty of the university or the recruitment team to look at these applications that have popped in as to selecting who they will call for interview on what? On eligibility criteria, on those who have met the requisite requirements. So now the question you will ask is, here comes an individual to whom everything, as I've explained, is crystal clear. He took upon himself and went and purchased the form. He knew he had 2 credits. And in the case of Samsumana, he knew he's not a member of the party yet pending the National Delegates Conference. And that National Delegate Conference is not yet here. And he went and purchased the form, and he went and purchased our form. He paid the requisite fee. You understand the analogy?
Yeah, I know, because...
And now this is the person, listen please, let's also understand the catchy point.
Why couldn't you
I am coming, please, let's also understand this. And this is where the ITGC was so smart, and it was on top of situation. The monies he paid to the ITGC, I will put the Psalm 28 to strict proof thereof. If they can produce to the people of this country and to the APC membership home and abroad that they were called for vetting, they were even shortlisted for interview, or their name or their face, the face of Samsumana, was printed on the ballot paper, then we lose the battle. So because we knew his issue of membership was only to be settled at a National Delegates Conference, he was never invited for an interview. He was never vetted. His face was never printed on the ballot paper.
Why did you accept the money? That's my
No,
point.
that's why I started off by saying, with all due respect to him, to the Psalm 28, with no intention to demean them. Is their own cup of tea?
When Alfred
Is their own cup of tea?
May I, please?
Yeah.
Is their own cup of
money
tea?
from Samsumana, a backlog, you know.
It's their own cup of tea.
May I?
I know.
We have no problems with that.
Okay, let grab my
It's their own cup of tea.
And would you please,
Yes, please.
in the name of God,
You are protected.
admonish him to give me time as
You are
much as I did?
protected. You are protected.
Please.
Right.
He's making reference to a whole lot of things. In the first place, he said, the 1995 Constitution, upon coming into force of the new Constitution, is no longer valid, right? Salient point. Article 81 of that Constitution, I'm sure he reads the Constitution every day. It says, upon the coming into force of this Constitution, which is the 2022 Constitution, the Constitution of the party of 5th December 1995 shall cease to have effect. That's the repeal clause. It repeals it completely. However, because those who drafted the Constitution were smart, and they know that constitutions don't start and stop where they are drafted, in Article 82A, the transitional clause says, notwithstanding the provision in Article 81, nothing done under the authority of this Constitution, which is the 1995 Constitution, shall be regarded as invalid. Hear that? Because they're smart enough. They know actions have been taken before this time. You cannot nullify those actions because we now have a new Constitution. Samsumana was given a reinstatement letter under the 1995 Constitution. Several other actions took place under the 1995 Constitution. Do you now nullify them because we now have a 2022 Constitution? The answer is no, because that is what Article 82A is telling you. You don't do that. So whatever they did was legal. It stands because the new Constitution also accepted that by making reference to it in Article 82A. When a court gives an order, it has to be followed. It's a court order. If you don't, you're in violation. Is that not so? For legal people. I'm not a lawyer.
It's called contempt.
Contempt. Right. In paragraph 56 of Justice Fisher's ruling, it says, as I have previously alluded to above, on the 9th day of August 2021, I granted a variation to my earlier injunction and ordered the third defendant to hold an emergency delegates conference for the purpose of adopting a new constitution and to deal with unresolved membership issues. They went to that convention on the 7th to the 19th, adopted the constitution, never attempted to resolve the unresolved membership issues. Even when the judge said it has to be an agenda item, as he quoted here. They never put it in the agenda. They disregarded it because they knew they had given Chief Samsumana a letter in 2020. By doing what the judge said, they would have approved or qualified his membership. See the point? Now, in paragraph 59 of that same ruling, when they came back, after they had adopted the constitution and failed to resolve the membership disputes, they came back to the court. They were fined for not doing what they was ordered to do by the court. However, the judge said, on the issue of unresolved membership issues, I did order that the third defendant deal with all unresolved membership issues of the emergency national delegates conference. A court order. A court told you to go and do something. If you didn't do it, don't blame anybody. You cannot now blame Samsumana for you not actually holding a national delegates conference when you have been ordered by the court to do so. It's like double punishment. This man is waiting for you to do the national delegates conference and confirm his membership based on the letter that had been given to him in 2020. And now you went there and did not do it. A court order. You're in contempt. So this day they stand in contempt of that order. Now let me come to you. Third defendant deal with all unresolved membership issues at the emergency national delegates. This they failed to do. The judge, in contempt of the orders of the court, in the ruling. Orders of the court. I had cause to order that they go back and make a determination as to how they intend to deal with the issue. Second time, given a second chance. Following on from which a press release was issued by the second defendant, which is Ambassador Usman Fodiasane, in his capacity as National Secretary General, alluding to the fact that unresolved membership issues would be dealt with at the next National Delegates Conference. See that? That was where the judge said, no, you did not even have the legal standing to do that anymore. I gave you a chance the first time, you did not do it. I gave you a chance the second time. And now you're telling me you would wait for another National Delegates Conference. No, step aside. That after Peter Conte already had said they were illegal. Yeah. So step aside. So all of what he's trying to say here is like just rigmaroling, playing game. You understand? Because a court order is a court order. You cannot cherry pick. Okay. You cannot cherry pick what you want to honor from an order. These are two things. They did one and did not do the other. Can you explain that?
So, but from all analogy this morning, it don't even sound funny to you, but it appears as though what the APC did was deliberate.
It was very
deliberately disenfranchised. As if you knew that this would happen.
Victor, yes, they knew very well.
Victor, let me address certain things.
Disenfranchised.
To be honest,
keep in mind,
to be honest,
I did not even spend half the time that you spent in responding. I just summarized.
Let me say these things for the consumption of the public.
For the second time.
I'm genuinely speaking, it pays to be a lawyer. Let me address the issue of the transitional provision. Listen carefully to what the transitional provision says.
But he has again.
Now listen. The ruling. What he does not understand. That is why I said it pays to be a lawyer. to read the
you know, sometimes I would prefer not to be
and
a lawyer.
And to interpret it's two distinct.
If I want to go out there and misinform people, let me not be that lawyer.
Notwithstanding the provision of Article 81, nothing done under the authority of the existing Constitution
1995
shall be regarded as invalid. Now listen, what Justice Fisher said, and they are missing, is that the position for which NAC, listen to understand this, NAC in the 1995 Constitution, because the 1995 Constitution has what we call a time frame. And that constitution dictates the time frame. And because that time frame has elapsed, for them to convey themselves again into a NAC, automatically they are acting in contravention to the very constitution. Are you understanding this? Do you understand this one? Yeah. So now it is different from whatever that was done in the 1995 constitution that was within the time frame of the executive. It will have been valid.
May I? Because this is the second bite. You're stealing into my time.
Please wait.
You spent like half an hour explaining.
You enjoy when you mislead people.
No.
Please, Victor, this is very sensitive. sensitive. Had there been anything that was done in the 1995 Constitution within the time frame for which that executive was supposed to operate, will have been valid. But whatever that was done in that 1995 Constitution that has elapsed the time frame for those executive holders is invalid.
Victor,
and that can be transmitted.
Let me outline issues of invalidity.
There's another issue here I want to address.
Let me outline issues of invalidity. No, it's very important. He's the one who is quoting validity and invalidity. Let me outline issues of invalidity.
Let me take you
spent a whole lot of time talking, and I gave you time.
This is very sensitive.
Should be my time.
Gentlemen,
yes,
this is very sensitive. Let me take you to paragraph 59.
Yes.
Please,
so
quickly.
one at a time. We're rounding off.
Exactly. So let me come back. Let me come back. Are you telling me to wait?
What he has succeeded to mislead his people and they are continuing to enjoy. Paragraph 59
you are the lawyer who is misleading the people.
Listen to what the judge said.
So I think
listen, the judge says
continue the back and forth.
Exactly.
So this is how
he spends a whole lot of time.
You can finish up, please.
Please, if you give me a chance, I'll lay these things here. Paragraph 59, please circle it.
Let it be
the judge says,
30 seconds.
in his exact word, he said, as we speak now, we are still in contempt, and that is fictitious. The judge says, he said, on the issues of unresolved membership, I did order that the third defendant deal with all unresolved membership issues at the Emergency National Delegates Conference. This they failed to do.
Contempt.
In contempt of the orders of this court. Now he went further. He said, I had cause to order that they go back. And that is when we went back in 2023. To go back and make determination as to how they intend to deal with issues following from which a press conference was issued. That is where we said to the judge that the only time we can address unresolved membership issues of Samsumana's nature
that is totally misleading. That is totally misleading. You have already exhausted your time. That is totally misleading. You know why it's misleading? You know why it's misleading? Because at that point when they sent out the press release to say they're going to do that again, that was when Alfred Peter Conte came in. The matter with Alfred Peter Conte came in, and the judge said, no, you do not even have the legality to do that anymore. Now we have the ITGC. They can carry on. So it was not. It was not the APC executive. Can you let me, please? Please, it was not the APC executive that was ordered to go back and do it. The ITGC. But, you know, this is what he does. He keeps, a violation is a violation. There's no small violation. And therefore, if an order has been given, you cannot do part of the order and leave the order. You're still in violation. And this is where they premise their argument. But let's just talk a little bit about illegalities or invalidity here.
Briefly, please.
I think he has got more time than me.
They said, see?
Go ahead.
They said what the judge said is that the executive was illegal, according to him.
Yes, of course.
Say illegal.
Because they acted ultra virus.
He said the executive from 2017 to 2018. That's their premise for disqualifying Chief Samsumana. What the executive did from 2017 to 2022 is illegal because
it's not me, it's the ruling of
the judge. Ruling. And that's what you're banking on. APC. Now, let me tell you. It is that same executive, Victor and Remy, that selected Dr. Samura Kamara as flag bearer, the same executive that they're saying is illegal. It is the same executive that gave symbols to the members of parliament who went to parliament in 2018, and some of them are still there. The same executive. It is the same executive that selected the members of the Constitutional Review Committee that reviewed the 1995 Constitution and gave us a new Constitution. So what do you call that document? Illegal body selected an illegal body to put together an illegal document. You see that?
You need to
no. You see? So that is the thing. So if they're talking about illegality, they are only cherry picking. You know, you use a small thread of defense to say, oh, the judgment said Samsumana's letter is null and void because the executive was illegal. How about all of this illegal
stuff? Are you understanding the transaction?
The general picture this would paint, gentlemen, as we are rounding off Remy as well, you see, is that the APC itself as a body is grossly divided and unprepared for the next election.
No.
It is an awaiting party.
No, don't say that.
An awaiting government.
No, I'll make a disclaimer.
And all of these things now, your case has gone to the PPRC.
And you're challenging
it. Is the PPRC's decision now that the country is waiting on. Don't you think so?
It's the man's opinion.
No. We are united than ever before. And let me cite him again. Maybe
would you accept? Should the PPRC rule in favor of Samsumana, would the APC accept?
Let us understand that the APC is a democratic party and believes in the rule
We
of
hope
law.
so.
Will it accept?
And so therefore, whatever that is going to come from, in fact, they have already replied to us. They have told us that we should reply to the letter they have sent us within 14 days.
Now,
And one thing we will make very clear is that whatever that is submitted to PPRC is something that is developed or derived from our constitution.
will the
There's
APC accept the decision?
Why can't we accept if it is coming from our constitution? It's our constitution that we're going by. There's no division in the APC.
No, what I'm saying, if they ruled in favor of
Yeah,
Samsumana,
how are they going to
Would
rule in
the
favor of
APC
Samsumana?
accept?
If.
What is it that they are going to rule in favor of
said
I don't know what they
Samsumana?
would say.
No,
It's
I
a
can-
conditional.
No, I cannot preempt that. I cannot preempt that.
But
Yes.
your boss accepted
That's
on
it.
Sunday,
That-
he was here, that if indeed a PPRC ruled in
Yeah,
favor
absolutely.
of Samsumana, yes, the APC
He
would
cannot
accept.
preempt that.
He has his own thing.
He cannot-
He has
he
his own
cannot
line
preempt
of
that.
Why
argument.
wouldn't you?
No, I cannot preempt that.
So BMT, what's the
I cannot-
fate of
I cannot
Samsumana
preempt that.
now?
I cannot preempt the
In a
outcome
situation
of
that
PPRC.
PPRC,
I cannot preempt
says,
it.
okay, go back to the APC and you follow the constitution. What is the fate of Samsumana? Is
Like-
it going to go
Or
back
let's say,
to
what if you lose, in fact, eventually?
C4C
the
or-
petition?
Well, depending on what is going to come out of the PPRC, it's just one stage to a last stage.
Okay.
Okay? It's one stage to a last stage. So if we're satisfied with the outcome, so be it.
If you are not
If
satisfied.
we're not, we take the last stage.
Which is
The
What
Supreme
is
Court.
it?
Supreme Court.
Yes.
Okay.
We're not going to hide it from anybody. That, because we cannot take guns and cutlasses to go and fight anybody
this
at the
same Supreme Court
APC
that
office.
ruled
This country is a
against
country of laws.
Samsumana. It was the same court that ruled against Samsumana when he won the ECOWAS.
Yes. So we're going back to that court on a different matter, and a matter of his eligibility
Okay.
to participate in the flag bearer race in 2026.
Right.
Let the court tell us that Section 41 of the National Constitution is less than whatever anybody has in his constitution or whatever it is.
Right.
That's what we want
Gentlemen.
the Supreme Court to tell us.
Thank you very much.
Victor, I repeat, the APC is more united than ever before. And citing the exact words of Chief Samsumana, he says he's APC, he would die APC.
Well,
and
yes.
this is the party his father has suffered for.
So why can't
that
you
is also
consider
the
that
reason. Please let me
and-
come. Let me
and-
come. That
and-
is
and
also
allow
the
him to
reason I
contest.
repeat
And
that.
I have
He's-
one
we
appeal
will
to
not
make.
bend back the rules to make Samsumana comfortable.
I have one appeal to make.
We'll make sure that what
For
is
unity's
applicable,
sake,
don't
I
know.
asked you that
And that is why, for
I have-
unity's sake, let us do the right thing.
I have one appeal to make.
For the sake of unity, let us. I am not done.
He sat here and said,
I am not done.
Chief Samsumana is elder brother, right?
I didn't say so. I said
Well, whatever
it's
it
like a
is, it's a
fatherly
fatherly figure. For a fatherly figure, accord him at least that respect that he deserves.
And how does
You
that
can
happen?
call him Chief Samsumana or former Vice President. Please.
That's what I've been doing all through.
You've been calling him just like that.
No,
Samsumana,
you cannot- you
Samsumana,
cannot-
the
no,
whole
no,
time.
no,
So I'm just appealing to you.
No, don't do that.
That in future, please
I repeat again.
recognize that aspect of
I
him.
repeat, Chief
that he was
Samsumana.
a former Vice President of this country.
please.
And
Please,
he,
do not
a
curry
senior
favor this
statesman.
way. This is not the
A
best way to
senior
curry
statesman.
favor.
Finish up,
No, it's
AKK.
not
No,
about
please,
one
this is not the way, the
AKK,
best way
I
to
can
curry
argue
favor.
with you.
The point is, let me say
and you
this.
will not be
Let
able
me
to
say
make the
this.
point. You're a lawyer, I'm not. I can argue
Let me
only
say-
on
ask
this,
you a question.
This is not a
and
good
you
way
will
to
not be
curry
able
favor.
to.
Let me ask
repeat.
you a question.
Yes. I was just trying to give a
In
closing
the
courtesy.
interest of peace,
Yeah.
he's saying
Yeah.
if you would consider settling.
No. In the interest of peace, we'll do what is right. I will not bend the rules to satisfy one person.
It's not about you, AKK.
Thank you
It's
so
the
very
APC.
much
It's an
indeed,
establishment.
AKK.
And that's
You're
why I said
only
we.
a member of
I said we.
the publicity
So much.
team.
Hope you don't understand what
You're
the-
only a member
So
of
you
the
understand
publicity
the program we
team.
said earlier?
Hey, baby, AKK, I
say
cannot
thank
ban
you
you
very
with you
much
on
indeed
English.
to our sponsors.
Believe me, we don't go from here to there.
To the
Believe
program, which is Wokel Commercial Bank, and to, of course, our cherished audiences. We truly appreciate your time, as always.
I know.
My name is Victor Jones, and
And my name is David Yamu Wilson. And it's quite a very cracking studio here this morning. Do stay up with AYV. More interesting and excited program coming up here tonight. Till then, do have a lovely day. Bye for now.